This is not a gun video, however, it is still very relevant to my subject. That being... Femboys. Yeah. Kinda regret, like, calling myself a femboy at some point, but what am I gonna do? Before I start the video, though, Femboy gets a bit of a bad rep, I guess, for, you know, hypersexualizing themselves, and stuff like that. I do not want to sexualize myself that way, like, all that much, like, I don't want to be seen as a YouTuber or whatever, because that's not me. I mean, I wouldn't stop you guys from looting me. However, I don't think I'll do, like, any, like, adult content or whatever. That is not my type. And also, I'm not your girlfriend. Fuck off. I'm just your friend. Femboys, where? Here. Here. Here, motherfucker, here. My God. You guys are fucking idiot. Accessory was in videos there.
So if you don't remember, you probably don't. I assume most of you have a memory of a goldfish. About a year ago now, I made a video about femboys that may have indirectly, unfortunately, affected my reputation. Many to this day think I'm a part of said group. No, like all my other videos and like your average nature documentary. I just like to watch, observe, and educate. I am very much confident in my current character stats and build, thank you. And I am in no way a philosopher in this subject.
Yeah,
I think I've exonerated myself there on those phallic claims against me. Anyway, that previous video was basically a very brief overview of femboys, and an answer to an ever-mounting question that has plagued us in current times, and probably the past decade. Is it gay to like a femboy? But one, YouTube really didn't like that video, apparently due to some of the contents of it, probably the first 10 seconds, I'm gonna be honest. I personally think it was the thumbnail, which was gender-morphed pyrocynical, which is probably an accurate depiction of him nowadays anyway. And to the pyroseconds, I'm gonna be honest. I personally think it was the thumbnail.
That's pyrocynical? That's gotta be AI. That's pyro? Not that's... You know what, I could've fucked with it. Is it weird, man? Is it weird for me to say that I kinda fuck with it? Man. Anyways. Thanks for follow, Alexander. Well, stream, I did, mate. Can't tell you a joke. Sure. Sure. You can. If it is not good, though, I'll probably ban you. No, not really. Nah, I don't like banning people that much. Even people who are good for nothing have the capacity to bring smile on their face, on your face. Like when you push them down. Oh, damn it. I laughed at that, didn't I? Well, fuck it. I don't care. That was funny. Okay, you can stay. You can stay. Pretty man that asked for a band. God damn it.
It was gender-morphed pyrocynical, which is probably an accurate depiction of him nowadays anyway. And two, the pyrocynical subreddit didn't really like the use of gender-bent pyrocynical, along with the discussion and attitude towards femboys in said video, which I don't think they watched fully, because I think I was fairly kind and understanding towards the subject. But most pyro fans are femboys anyway, let's be honest. But looking back at that video, it is somewhat outdated, and it was a bit broad regarding the topic. And yes, I know, it's hard to identify what my usual content is. I mean, if you look at my YouTube page, we go from serious topics to videos like this. No, I'm not bipolar in any way. I'm just interested in a very range of topics, I guess. Or maybe I'm making this video because I've unfortunately found out that a good percentage of you are femboys. The YouTube statistics do not lie. I don't know how I've achieved this, maybe I've been preaching too much because I've unfortunately
Hold
found
on.
out that a good percentage of you are femboys. The YouTube statistics...
Oh my god, hang on. My controller fucking died. Oh, great, awesome, fantastic. Just a moment. There you go, that's more like it. Sorry. Fanboy, 3%? You know, I wish I could see that on my fucking YouTube statistic like him. What? Anyways.
Do not lie. I don't know how I've achieved this, maybe I've been preaching too much to the estrogen-filled War Thunder community, but yeah, here we are, and today we are jumping back into the expanded, excavated mineshaft that is the crevice of the femboy community. So clear your schedule, lower your testosterone, and jump back into the closet, because first, what is a femboy?
Any of you femboys want to come play with my tit?
So the online definition of a femboy refers to a male, usually cisgender, who expresses themselves with traditional feminine behaviours. So basically the guy that plays the support role, or any female avatar in any game, with the ultimate copium excuse, that is, they just want to support the team and look at a female model over her.
No.
Male. Sure buddy, we all believe you. The blue striped thigh highs with the cat toe beans, the wax strips and the medieval chastity belt that are all in your Amazon wish list are only there to obviously enhance your gaming experience. Especially the pink razor cat ear.
Also, by the way, screw Ludwig. Screw him. That model was distasteful.
Headphones, which heighten your reflexes in game, but femboys can often be mistaken with other groups and aesthetics. Like twinks for example, who are slim, gay or bisexual men with relatively no hair, and whose only worry is the impending doom that is twink death. But compared to twinks, being a femboy does...
Yeah, twink. Yeah, talking to you, Claudio. If you're still in the chat, of course.
...doesn't automatically mean you're gay, and that you reside in the borders of Poland, contrary to popular belief. But they also get confused with the trans community. Although some femboys are trans, being a femboy is more of an aesthetic thing more than a gender identity. But femboys have been around for some time, apparently all the way back to ancient Greece and Rome, where flesh sword fighting was happening on the daily, and it was somewhat normal, but they weren't labelled femboys, more just feminine men, and any activities with femboys weren't seen as gay, it was more labelled as male bonding. In fact, the only person seen as gay was the one that was getting the extended prostate exam, and no, you cannot use that excuse in the modern era. But for the love of God, I don't want to talk about the Emperor Nero story. That is just straight up nightmare fuel. But I would say quite recently, around the 2000s, they started to get popular again, probably due to things like the progression of the internet, and yes, due to things like trends where femboys were
I have a confession to make. I do have a confession to make. I know where the, Monster Can and the, what was it? The Astolfo meme came from. Because I saw the original image. I was astounded. That's all I can say. I was astounded. I was astounded by the size of genitals. I can say genitals, right? Not dick, right? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, God. It was, okay, seriously. His genitals, with the Astolfo cosplay on, these genitals were comparable to the fucking Bossy Can. Actually, it was a little bigger. As far as I remember. That shit was crazy! God! Why do I remember that? hate myself for that. Jesus Christ. I thought you were gonna say that's your photo. That is not my photo. I've never done a self-cosplay. Soon I will, if I actually lose weight. I mean, I'm beginning to lose weight because, I probably lost like 4 kilograms, in a few weeks. And I was like, holy shit, this is good. So I'm making progress. Look forward to it.
Comparing their schlongs to monster cans, and some took it a step further and put it in their extended inventory slot, which if you want a body temperature white monster, go ahead I guess. Aren't you glad you learned that was a trend? And even further through the 2000s with the introduction of things like Discord, YouTube, TikTok, and more significantly anime, more people were coming across femboys. Either questioning their sexuality or wondering if it's a good financial decision to buy a full Astolfo cosplay. In fact, probably due to the COVID pandemic in 2020, it only accelerated the growth of this aesthetic and community at the time. Because people being inside most days with their only access to the outside world being the internet, which you do anyway, it resulted in a lot of people discovering themselves or things about them they never knew. Especially with things like hobbies, like art, crocheting, streaming maybe, and the odd Minecraft phase. Or maybe you decide to start programming in C+, and like most C++ programmers, you take a long look at yourself in the mirror and discover maybe you're not as masculine as you thought you were. And
I have another confession to make. I have another confession to make. I am beginning to learn the ways of game developing. Because, I've been like writing a light novel for myself, and I wanted to make that light novel into what was it? Like turn-based RPG with the rhythm action on top of it. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just kind of working on it. It's not gonna be done in any like near future though. Don't expect it. Don't expect it to come out very soon.
maybe you've developed an abhorrent addiction to Dead by Daylight and Fallout New Vegas.
Hey, I can almost see right down the barrel.
Oh shit, I too am a programming student. Well, you might be a femboy boy.
I think a good example is Finster, who all the way back during COVID used to lean into the joke that they were a femboy with their Twitch chat, and it's no longer a joke anymore. They actually ended up discovering something about themselves. On top of the fact,
that's crazy.
It makes a lot of fucking money. Femboys are well associated with things like
It makes a lot of money? Does it? I wish that was true. Honestly, I wish that was true. For me. God, I hate reality sometimes.
thigh highs, monster consuming, most things feminine, and skirts. Yes, like that one person that ruined an entire look during the 1940s. You cannot wear skirts if you identify.
Okay, also real talk. Monsters taste like shit. They don't taste any good. I'd rather like consume some like a gamer subs than whatever the fuck monsters producing. No. I don't want that. I don't want monsters. Okay, well, there's one exception though. That is mango flavor. It's a mango flavor that I make an exception with. Mango flavored dead monsters are pretty cool. Really good. But then again, I still have gamer subs. It's cheaper. It lasts much longer for same price. So like, what's the fucking point of the monster can? Yeah? Whatever. So stupid. Monsters are just a sugarified manager drink. Mango flavored anything is tasty. True. I love mango. I love anything like a tropical, tropical fruits. Like, I love them so much. It's so good. God, I want a fucking pineapple juice right now. Jesus. Mango is a cheat code. True. Very true.
is predominantly male. Unless you're Scottish, but then again, nobody really cares. Most people are more concerned with the fact one of your neighbours loves to touch livestock. But against popular belief, most femboys can actually be found more online than in the biomes of the public outdoors. So yeah, finding an IRL femboy is somewhat but against popular belief, most—
It's just like me for real! I'm literally... Okay, to be fair, I am just a man, alright? I'm just a boy. In real life. Honestly, I wish I wasn't sometimes, but hey. I was born that way. I don't care anymore. But shit! This hits me so hard. Femboys IRL, Femboys online. God. God, you'd have to hit me hard that way. Fuck you, royalties, yeah?
Femboys can actually be found more online than in the biomes of the public outdoors. So yeah, finding an IRL femboy is somewhat of a rarity, as most like to keep their hobby a secret due to somewhat of a negative stigma developed as a result of the popularity of femboys, which we will talk about later. But most femboys don't actually express such hobbies in public, more just do it in the comfort of their own home. Like another group of people that get a harsh reputation. To your surprise, there are many subclasses of femboys. You've got the gothic femboys, that for some reason, more than other types of femboys, are always quite armed with either semi-automatic weapons, or just some level of arsenal.
Femboy firearms, AR-15 magazine comparisons? I need this channel. What's the channel? Okay, it's literally called Femboy Firearms. Boys and gals, I think we found the gem over here. Alright, let me just... Oh shit, it is a real fucking channel. Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna subscribe to this, and I'm probably gonna view it later. Yeah. It's a real channel. That's you, boss. That's me. I think that's a Femboy fishing guy too. Really? I have no idea.
Semi-automatic weapons,
what
or
is
just
this
some
lore that I'm
level of
getting into?
arsenal. You've got the Hello Kitty or Sanrio femboys, which are on the same level as their female counterpart. Fun fact, did you actually know Hello Kitty is canonically British? Another hobby we've managed to colonize. You cannot escape us. You've got the tomboy femboys, which seems like some part. Fun fact, did you actually know Hello Kitty is canonically British?
I don't know what to feel about that. I really don't. What? Wait. Is that true? That can't be real. Cannot be fucking real. Oh, it is real! What the fuck? I don't know what to believe anymore. What the shit? What the fuck?
Another hobby we've managed to colonize. You cannot escape us. You've got the tomboy femboys, which seems like some sort of oxymoron. You want to look feminine but in a masculine way.
What the
You've got femboys more on the entertainment side of the spectrum, with things like Femboy VTubers, which never cease to surprise me.
Ultra Kill is the shooter game with built-in butt so. Hey Google, remind me to buy Ultra Kill after the stream in like 4 hours.
I know what kind of man you are.
And you have additional subgenres of femboys, but don't worry, all of them are equally as racist, all of them have different spawn rates, and for some reason most of them are gun and history fanatics, and play Dead by Daylight and Hearts of Iron. But you now know what a femboy is, somewhat the history behind it, and the genres of it. But what are the problems that such a community faces?
Ooh, you like boys. You're a boy kisser.
My God, young man, kill you!
Now the femboy community does face a lot of problems. Yes, you can't just download a Linux distro, wear knee-high socks, and play War Thunder or VR Chat in peace, because there.
To be fair, I don't do two of those. I don't have Linux. I use Windows. I don't play War Thunder too. Does that mean I'm not a femboy? Oh no. My identity's crumbling. Oh no! Anyways, I don't care.
There's quite a heavy burden that comes with being a femboy. One of the main ones is the stereotype of it, and the somewhat negative stigma that surrounds it. Over the years, especially recently, being a femboy has become more sexualized and advertised at once is the stereotype of it, and the somewhat negative stigma.
My controller was shaking like hell. Why is almost everything femboy related in SFW? Ah, boy. To be fair, I do feel a little like, what was it? God, I don't know how to explain it, but I'll explain it as best as I can. I don't like sexualizing myself like the other femboys are. What do I mean by that? Basically just, I mean, I wouldn't stop anyone from sexualizing, like hypersexualizing, I don't care. I mean, I am a horny motherfucker at the closet door, right? But here's the thing. There comes to a point where it becomes your identity. I don't want my identity to be sexualized femboy. No, that's not what I know. That's not what I want. Hypersexualized chaser wouldn't be, not my brand. Also, I want to break the stigma of femboys being hypersexualized at all cost. I don't want that. I want to break the cycle. I want to break the cycle of femboys being hypersexualized and getting related to everything. And I mean everything at SFW. I don't want that. I mean, okay. However, I wouldn't stop, or actually I would encourage you to make fan arts of, like, me getting railed or whatever. I don't care. I don't care. It's your art with me. I don't care. It only benefits me. I can goon to myself. Forget what I said, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I wouldn't stop the artist to, like, what was it? Commission me getting railed or whatever. I don't care. But I wouldn't, like, be a YouTuber. I don't want to be a YouTuber. Never. Never in my million life, I don't want to be a YouTuber. Even if it makes me shit tons of money. Maybe I'll change my mind, like a few years later. It most likely will happen. However, for now, I don't feel like doing a YouTubing thing. It is just, it attracts the worst kinds of people. Like, I do understand the appeal of, like, a parasocial relationship. And it's necessary to begin with. Huh? Hi, Saris. It attracts weirdos. Yeah. I get it. This is in some way, shape or form, it is parasocial relationship. Me talking to you guys. It's inevitable as a YouTuber. But you can control how severe that parasocial relationship can get by not eluding yourself, eluding viewers to, like, you could be my next boyfriend or whatever. No, I don't want to do that. And the YouTubing, if you do a lewd content creation or adult content creation thingy, it attracts the worst people imaginable for that kind of a spectrum. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. Sexualized chaser would have been doing ASMR. Sure, I would be doing ASMR, but I don't want to. Because it attracts the worst people. That's the truth. I just want to break the cycle of femboys being completely sexualized at all cost, at all times. I want to appear cute. I want to appear cute. I don't want to be viewed as a sexual, sexual figure. I don't want to be a fucking porn star. No way, man. But yeah, I wouldn't stop you. I would have stopped the artist to live my character or whatever. I don't care. It's your art. It's your expression. I don't care. Actually, I do encourage you to do that. I do encourage you to do like fan arts at me. Lewd or not. It's okay.
That surrounds it. Over the years, especially recently, being a femboy has become more sexualized and advertised as a fetish
it's a sad reality
more
of
than
this
anything.
stereotype.
It's become characterized as this blatantly NSFW thing, and anyone that partakes in it must be somewhat gay, when in reality, it's just an aesthetic. It has nothing to do with your sexuality, personality, or anything else. It's just simply how you appear. But unfortunately, due to the popularity of femboys in recent years certainly blowing up, and the majority of the attention goes towards people that present themselves as femboys, who are active on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and God forbid Twitter, and post suggestive
Twitter, no!
content which indirectly assists with the stereotype, and not to mention memes that represent femboys as attention-starved Viagra overdosing fiends.
Hi, my name is Reggie. I like guys. I really like guys. There's just something about them. I like their touch, their smell.
Also doesn't help with the reputation of femboys, and leads to once again the topic being over-sexualized and rather a poor reputation for those that are in the community. But we all have to remember another slogan of this channel.
It's a sad reality of
the one
the
you're thinking of. The loudest part of a community doesn't represent the whole community, or the average femboy, because most femboys you don't even know are femboys. Most are very private about this topic and hobby, possibly meaning somebody you know could be a femboy. It is not me before you finish that comment, you f***ing degenerate. And a majority of femboys don't actually act like the majority of what you see online. But of course we have to exclude any Discord using femboys you don't even know are femboys.
Wait.
Most are very private about this topic and hobby. Possibly meaning somebody you know could be a femboy.
I refuse to believe that is the actual
finish that
thing.
comment, you f***ing degenerate. And a majority.
It's real. What? What? Is that your dad? Man, my dad would be fucking furious if he knew I was a fanboy. God. My mom's alright with it. But I mean, she always wanted a daughter. So like, I mean, yeah. She always wanted a daughter, but she never got around to it, so I'm kind of like doing her a service, kind of. But, my dad? If my dad knew I was, like, doing cross-dressing cosplays and, like, stuff like this, he would be so mad. He'd be so mad. What scares me the most is old men are fanboys in my... Shut the fuck up. Typical dads. Double your mom then, yeah. That's you, Chaser. That you are a fanboy. Yeah, that's me, I guess. I don't know. Not like that, though. Not like that, though. A man walks into an enchanted forest and tries to cut down a talking tree. You can't cut me down. The tree exclaims, I'm talking tree. The man responds, you may be a talking tree, but you would die. Alexander, please shut the fuck up. It's funny, but it's completely unrelated topic right now. Oh, God damn it. God, that was an awful joke, but I still laugh at it. Fuck. Yeah, my mom is okay with it. My mom's okay with like me cross-dressing or being appeared as a femboy on the internet or like in the like anime convention or whatever. She doesn't mind it. She actually finds it pretty funny. She actually find the whole fanboy thing pretty funny because she always wanted a, like I said, she always wanted a daughter, but she'll never get around to like what was it make it a birthing a daughter. So like she's like, hey, maybe you can be my daughter. She was actually pretty cool with it. When are you gonna play mobile version of the Break It Infinite or Delta Force Hawk Chops? No, probably not. Not for a long time, anyways. Anyways, let's move on.
All femboys don't actually act like the majority of what you see online. But of course we have to exclude any Discord using femboys, most of them are fiends. But you probably won't see the non-sexual side of this community, at least on most platforms. But keep in mind, not all femboys are as they are advertised, and if you approach one, contrary to popular belief and Reddit, they are not going to immediately spread their prostate and ask you to deposit your lineage in there, because as previously educated, not all femboys are gay. And two, they're not all down bad to the point where they would lower themselves to someone like you. They will probably either immediately block you, or if this is in public, stare at you like a used condom they found in the gutter on the side of the road. But due to the stereotype and the online perception of femboys, it has led to many in the femboy community receiving harassment or unprompted sexual advances almost at default due to the stereotype. You want the experience of being a female on any dating app? Try being a femboy. You'll probably see so much circumcised meat you'd have thought you'd have walked into a butcher's shop, but it gets much worse when you think that some of these femboys are receiving these types of messages.
Okay, story time. I actually got a dick pic from a random on Twitter. No! That's rude! Don't do that! That's rude! And unprompted! Like, what the fuck? I mean, I would rate it, but that doesn't mean I will make you fun of it. Okay, if you send me a dick pic on DMs, I'll make fun of it on the public Twitter. I'll make fun of it, and I'll post the whole fucking DM on Twitter and make fun of you. You have my word. God damn it. Noted. Bash. Don't. When are you gonna... no, not that one. I recently cosplayed a female character in an anime con, and it felt awesome. I'm a straight guy, and it felt nice nonetheless. I mean, it's a different experience, I guess. It's definitely a different experience to be cross-dressing as female character in anime. I mean, you do it for the love of the game. You did for the love of the characters, so it doesn't matter. Bruh, I can't even use my voice on you, but dick pics? Not a chance. Oh god. Yeah, dick pics. Jesus Christ. Like, I just send a dick pic, of all things, on Twitter DMs. God, these people.
And said femboys are underage. Yeah, it's not unheard of in the community. Some femboys are minors, which with a combination of the stereotype is a horrifying thought. Another type of harassment femboys received is a title that used to be acceptable and nowadays isn't so much. And that title is Trap, which back in my day was mainly used to describe anime characters that looked like girls but they weren't, so it was called a trap. Femboys would often get associated with this title because they were not expecting a 12-gauge shotgun with an extended barrel to be under their skirt. But in recent years, it actually developed into somewhat of a slur, no longer just referring to fictional characters, but now is a slur for people mainly in the transgender community and sometimes femboys.
Just so you know, I don't mind it being called a trap. Just as I don't mind being called a retard or gay or fat. I can say that, but yeah, I don't mind all that. Those insults. I mean, okay, traps. It's not really an insult, but you know what I mean. Like people take it as such. But those kinds of insults doesn't bother me because it shows that you are inferior. Have a mindset of this, and you'll be invincible. That trap reminds me of the Boku no Pico anime. Oh God, Boku no Pico. You know what? Okay. Story time, another story time. This whole Femboy thing, my history of Femboy, probably started with Boku no Pico, and looking it up as a child, as a what was it, the middle schooler or like a high schooler, I think it was. God, that was hell of an exposure, I would say. And you know what I was most surprised about? I was fine with it. It was like, well, this is just a normal fucking hentai. With just boys in it. That's it. And they look like kind of girlish, so I don't mind it. But yeah, whenever I first discovered the Boku no Pico stuff, this whole thing might have started with this whole thing might have started with Boku no Pico. Me watching Boku no Pico because of the curiosity. God, what am I doing? My peak anime. Oh God. It is not a peak anime. It is a hentai. It's not an anime. Let's continue.
But to be honest, I haven't heard the word trap in a while, except when it is actually directed towards an anime character. Another problem the community faces is gatekeeping, as you obviously only can be considered an official femboy if you're conventionally attractive, constantly on a calorie deficit of 1,500, your total body fat is around 5%, and you have to have default feminine features given to you at spawn. If not, you are not considered a femboy, and you probably got told to give up on all your hopes and dreams of being a feminine dude. I think with this problem and most others I've mentioned, people have this idea for a femboy, especially on the internet, that you have to act a certain way, often being NSFW, and you have to fit these like physical guidelines to be considered a femboy. But being a femboy is just presenting yourself in somewhat more of a feminine way, not a gender identity, a sexuality, or something that has any strict guidelines. Just boys being feminine boys.
My headset is stopped working, what the fuck?
You're so warm.
Help!
I couldn't help but notice your bulgy-wolgy from across the floor.
So in conclusion, I think the perceived definition and appearance of femboys has somewhat skewed over the years in somewhat of a negative light.
Noted.
Had to start all over. Sorry.
Shotgun with an extended barrel
my
to be under
headset's
their
just stopped
scare,
working
but
for
in
some
recent
reason.
years
I
it
have
actually
no idea
developed
why.
into somewhat of a slur, no longer an official fictional characters, but now
yeah,
is a
let's
slur
continue.
for people mainly in the transgender community and sometimes femboys. But to be honest, I haven't heard the word trap in a while, except when it is actually directed towards an anime character. Another problem the community faces is gatekeeping, as you obviously only can be considered an official femboy if you're conventionally attractive, constantly on a calorie deficit of 1,500, your total body fat is around 5%, and you have to have default feminine features given to you at spawn. If not, you are not...
Actually, hang on. I've noticed something that most people don't know. Makeups make shit tons of differences. I'm not even kidding. It changes the whole faces if you use it right. Like, I've been to a anime convention and there was a guy like, there's a girl like doing a makeup stuff for money. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And I wanted to I dressed as a cross-dressing cosplay that I got, and what was it? And then I gone to like the makeup. Holy shit! What the fuck? I became a completely different person and became much more feminine. That is not true. With shit tons of with the good makeup, you can be however you like. Yeah, just so you know. It's an agility type build type fanboy. Agility? Okay. Also, hang on. Why is my headset not working? Again? Alright, there you go. Finally. Fucking
considered a femboy, and you probably got told to give up on all your hopes and dreams of being a feminine dude. I think with this problem and most others I've mentioned, people have this idea for a femboy, especially on the internet, that you have to act a certain way, often being NSFW, and you have to fit these like physical guidelines to be considered a femboy. But being a femboy is just presenting yourself in somewhat more of a feminine way, not a gender identity, a sexuality, or something that has any strict guidelines. Just boys being feminine boys.
Ooh,
Yeah.
you're so warm. I couldn't help but notice your bulgy-wolgy from across the floor.
So in conclusion, I think the perceived definition and appearance of femboys has somewhat skewed over the years in somewhat of a negative light, when it's simply just an aesthetic thing. It doesn't mean anything else. And by definition, it is not gay to be a femboy, but liking them is a whole different ballpark. If you're talking about like
This is gay! God.
pixels on a screen, I'd just call you a loser. If you're talking about an actual person, either gynosexual or whatever it's called, or if it's anything else, sorry to break it to you, buddy, nobody fucking cares. It's the modern age. People are more concerned currently about Nintendo bending us over a desk and entering our anus financially than most things are caring at this current time. But yeah, bit of a quick video for you, and a bit of a change from what I usually do. But that's all I wanted to say, and bye-bye.
Wow, that was a quick gas video for, wait. How long have I been streaming? Just a moment. How long have I been streaming for now? Oh, shit. Over a fucking 2 hours. Oh, damn. Damn, okay. I'm on 2 videos and already fucking 2 hours have passed. But yeah, I do wonder. Can this perception of fanboys being, like, hypersexualized, can it be, like, fixed? Or something? Like, come on. I don't like, fanboys being purely for sexually, like, being used for sexual, like, stuff like that, right? Fanboys more than that. Fanboys more than NSFW stuff. So, like, can I fix that? Can I perhaps fix that? I probably can, but I probably cannot, but, you know, I'm just thinking, is there a way? I wish there was a way, but probably not. Hey man, I'm a doomer at heart. I'm a doomer at heart and just, you know, I'm nothing but a pessimist, honestly. I'm nothing but a pessimist. So, whenever I see this kind of problem, I assume it cannot be solved. That's just truth. Nothing ever happens, you know. You know the saying? Nothing ever happens. And nothing ever happens. It'll stay that way. Yeah, true. Give it a few years until it becomes normalized. Now, It'll stay this way until something like catastrophic happens. It'll always this way. It'll always be this way. It's a sad reality. But hey, what am I gonna do? I like fanboys. I like being a fanboy, so I'll keep it this way. Hey, artist who's viewing this, I don't care if you sexualize me. I don't care in your art. It's your expression. Just say no. Just say no. Just to clarify. But yeah, hang on just a moment.